strength is built through conscious choices, not just physical training. This idea might sound simple, yet it holds profound depth when examined closely. Most people think that lifting weights, pushing their limits in the gym, and constantly testing their physical capabilities is what makes them stronger. While physical effort plays a crucial role, the silent architect behind real strength is awareness, the ability to make deliberate, informed decisions every single day. Conscious choices act as the foundation upon which all physical transformation is built. It starts from the moment you wake up and choose how to begin your day. Do you reach for processed food, or do you prepare something nourishing? Do you allow stress to dictate your schedule, or do you breathe, realign, and move with intention? These small decisions are not isolated. They compound and ultimately shape not just the strength of your muscles, but the strength of your character. Many people commit to intense training programs without fully understanding that the body responds not only to how hard it's pushed, but also to how well it's supported. It's easy to follow a workout plan, but it takes awareness and discipline to reflect on your sleep, hydration, micronutrient intake, and mental state. A strong body is the result of a well-managed life. The gym might be where the effort happens, but the kitchen, the quiet moments of rest, the decisions made in the grocery store, these are where the true gains begin. Every time you pick up your fork, you are casting a vote for your future self. Every time you choose quality sleep over late night scrolling, you invest in your recovery. Every time you choose water over sugary drinks, you reinforce your body's ability to function at a higher level. Strength is not measured by the amount of weight you lift, but by the amount of integrity you hold. Are your actions aligned with your goals? If your goal is to build muscle, then are your daily choices supporting that goal, or are they sabotaging it? It is a powerful shift in mindset to move from acting on impulse to acting with awareness. This shift doesn't just influence your muscles, it transforms your life. Conscious choices require you to pause and consider the long-term impact of your actions. It requires you to ask, will this bring me closer to my goal or pull me away from it? When you begin living with that question at the center of your decisions, your path becomes clearer. Strength is no longer something you chase. It becomes something you embody. In a world that rewards speed, shortcuts, and instant gratification, the idea of slow, deliberate decision-making can seem outdated. But mastery never comes from rushing. Mastery is born from patience, from repetition, from learning to listen to your body's needs and responding wisely. Nutrition, sleep, stress management, these are not side components of strength. They are central. Physical training tears down muscle fibers, but your conscious choices rebuild them stronger than before. If your choices are poor, the rebuilding process is weak and unstable. But if your choices are wise, each cycle of training and recovery makes you more resilient, more capable, and more powerful. The mind and body are not separate. Every decision you make echoes in your physiology. Choosing to consume whole, nutrient-dense foods affects not just your muscle mass, but your hormones, your brain chemistry, your immune system. When you make conscious choices, you're not just fueling performance, you're optimizing your entire system. The modern world is filled with distractions and temptations. Processed food is everywhere, and marketing often manipulates what we believe is healthy. Making conscious choices means educating yourself, questioning the norms, and deciding not to follow the crowd blindly. It's about breaking free from autopilot and taking full ownership of your body and your journey. Each day presents you with countless moments to choose better. That does not mean being perfect. It means being present. It means noticing when you're about to choose out of comfort or convenience and pausing to ask if there's a better way. Sometimes the better way is harder, but it always leads to growth. Conscious choices create a feedback loop. You start to feel better, perform better, recover faster. That improvement reinforces the belief that your choices matter, and so you continue making better ones. Over time, this loop becomes a new identity. You no longer need to force yourself to choose wisely, it becomes natural. You become someone who honors their body, not occasionally, but consistently. Even in the smallest actions, greatness can be found. Drinking a glass of water instead of soda, going to bed an hour earlier, choosing greens over fries, these are not small choices. They are declarations. They say, I respect my body, I honor my strength. I choose growth. Over time, these declarations shape your reality. They shape your energy levels, your muscle tone, your mindset. The stronger you become in making these choices, the less dependent you are on motivation. Discipline takes over, identity takes over. Strength becomes who you are, not just what you do. Training is only part of the equation. The other part, often ignored, is intention. Anyone can lift weights, but not everyone can sustain progress. Why? Because without conscious choices outside of the gym, the work inside it is undermined. Building muscle is not a task, it's a lifestyle. That lifestyle is defined not by what you do once in a while, but by what you do repeatedly. And what you do repeatedly is the result of what you choose deliberately. So if you want stronger muscles, look first at your daily choices. Look at how you live when no one is watching. Look at how often you choose short-term comfort over long-term strength. Then begin to shift, slowly, patiently, wisely. Strength will follow, because when your actions are aligned with your intention, when your choices support your purpose, and when your effort is guided by awareness, there is nothing the body won't rise to meet. Food is information. It tells your body how to grow and heal. This concept goes far beyond the common understanding that food is simply fuel. It touches the very core of how the human body functions, how it adapts, and how it thrives. Every bite you take is not just calories entering your system, it is a message, a command, a set of instructions that your cells interpret and act upon. Just like a computer runs on code, the body runs on nutrients, signals, and communication between systems. Food is the original code, and depending on what kind of information you're feeding your body, the response will either be powerful or destructive. When you eat a fresh, nutrient-dense meal, your body receives a cascade of beneficial signals. Your hormones stabilize, inflammation reduces, energy production becomes more efficient, and the process of repair begins. Muscles, in particular, rely heavily on the quality of that information. They need precise signals to initiate protein synthesis, to rebuild damaged fibers, to grow stronger after every workout. If the food lacks proper amino acids, if it's stripped of micronutrients, if it's filled with additives and empty calories, then the message becomes distorted. The body becomes confused, recovery slows, progress stalls, and fatigue becomes a constant companion. Imagine standing in front of two radios. One is tuned into a clear, clean frequency. The other is full of static. You are trying to receive important instructions. Which one will you trust? That's exactly how the body reacts to good versus poor nutrition. Clean, whole foods are the clear frequency. Processed, synthetic, laden foods are the static. Muscles cannot respond to static. They cannot grow from noise. They grow from clarity, and clarity comes from quality nutrition. It's easy to believe that training hard is the most important part of building muscle. But training only creates the demand. It's the nutrition that fulfills the request. When you provide your body with the right information, it doesn't just heal, it evolves. Cells regenerate with greater integrity. Hormonal balance is achieved naturally. The immune system becomes stronger, allowing for better resilience not only against illness, but also against the physical stress that comes with intense training. Digestion becomes smoother, which in turn improves nutrient absorption. Everything is connected. Food doesn't just fill your stomach. It alters the expression of your genes. It rewires your metabolism. It either promotes inflammation or fights it. And the decisions you make each day, meal by meal, shape this internal reality. There's an intelligence in the body that cannot be denied. It knows how to heal, it knows how to grow, but only if it's given the right tools. The tragedy is that many people are unknowingly feeding themselves misinformation every single day. Fast food, sugar-laden drinks, artificial preservatives, these things are not neutral. They actively send confusing, harmful signals to the body. They disrupt hormones like insulin and cortisol. They impair the gut microbiome, which plays a critical role in nutrient breakdown and mood regulation. When your gut is inflamed, your entire body suffers, including your ability to build and maintain lean muscle mass. This is why smarter nutrition is non-negotiable. You can lift the heaviest weights, run the hardest miles, and train with all your heart, but if the information you're sending your body is flawed, the results will never reflect your effort. Food should not be an afterthought. It should be a conscious, deliberate strategy. It should reflect respect for your body, for the journey you're on, and for the vision you hold of your future self. To eat mindfully is to train smart. To nourish wisely is to grow beyond limits. Protein tells the body to rebuild. Carbohydrates replenish energy stores and support intense effort. Healthy fats regulate hormones, support brain function, and reduce inflammation. Vitamins and minerals act like co-pilots, helping every reaction in your body operate smoothly. Each of these components plays a role in the grand orchestra of human physiology, and you are the conductor. What you eat determines the quality of the performance. Feed your body garbage, and you will hear chaos. Feed your body with intention, and you will witness harmony. This is not about dieting or restrictions. It's about communication. It's about understanding that every food choice is a conversation between you and your cells. When you grasp that, your approach to eating changes. You no longer see food as a number or a temporary fix. You see it as a long-term dialogue that shapes who you become. The more clearly you communicate, the better you eat, the more the body responds with strength, clarity, energy, and resilience. And as you continue this dialogue, the relationship deepens. You begin to notice how certain foods make you feel light and focused, while others drain you. You begin to move from unconscious consumption to conscious nourishment. There's a reason elite athletes and peak performers invest deeply in their nutrition. They understand that it's not a luxury, it's the foundation of their performance. But even beyond athleticism, any human being who seeks vitality must understand the role of food as information. You don't need to be extreme, but you must be intentional. Small, consistent upgrades make a massive difference over time. Swapping refined sugar for natural sweetness, choosing whole grains instead of bleached flour, adding greens where there used to be nothing but starch. These choices speak volumes. They tell your body, I want to grow, I want to heal, I want to become something better. In the quiet moments of life, between the reps, between the hours of sleep, between the stresses of daily life, your body is working. It is interpreting the signals you give it. If those signals are strong, steady, and clear, the body will respond in kind. It will show up for you with endurance, power, and clarity. If the signals are inconsistent or toxic, it will break down slowly and silently until your effort becomes struggle and your progress becomes pain. You have the power to choose. Every day is a chance to recalibrate, to course, correct, to provide your body with better information. You don't need perfection. You need consistency. You don't need expensive supplements or extreme diets. You need real food, eaten with real awareness. You need to understand the sacredness of what you allow into your body. Because food is not just fuel, it is a message, and if you want to grow strong not just in body, but in mind and in spirit, then make sure that message is one of strength, of clarity, of love. The body is always listening. The question is, what are you telling it? Discipline in eating reflects discipline in living. This simple statement captures a powerful truth that extends far beyond the boundaries of nutrition. The way we approach food, how we choose it, prepare it, and consume it mirrors the way we approach other areas of our life. Food is not only a source of physical nourishment, it is also a daily opportunity to practice self-control, intention, and alignment with our goals. When you develop discipline in your eating habits, You are cultivating a mindset that naturally begins to influence how you work, how you rest, how you train, and how you treat yourself and others. Discipline becomes a thread that weaves through every decision, creating a strong, resilient foundation for growth in all areas. Each time you sit down to eat, you are faced with a decision. That decision might seem small: white rice or brown, soda or water, fast food or a home cooked meal, but those choices are more than nutritional. They are moments of alignment or misalignment with who you say you want to be. The ability to consistently make supportive food choices, even when it's inconvenient, is a powerful form of self-respect. It means you value your body enough to give it what it needs rather than simply what it craves. And this kind of respect does not stay isolated in the kitchen. It spreads into your work ethic, your relationships, your sleep patterns, your finances, your mental clarity. A disciplined approach to eating becomes a catalyst for a disciplined life. Discipline is not about being rigid or harsh with yourself. It is about being aware and intentional. It is about making choices that serve your long-term vision rather than your short-term impulses. When you practice this repeatedly at the dinner table, you train your mind to pause before reacting. You build the strength to delay gratification, and once you develop that strength in one area, it transfers to others. Suddenly, you're able to focus longer during difficult tasks, stick with challenging workouts, and maintain calm in emotionally charged situations. The mental muscle you build through disciplined eating supports the development of mental clarity, emotional regulation, and physical consistency. Eating is something we do multiple times a day, every day. This frequency makes it a powerful tool for transformation. Every meal is a chance to practice control, to resist temptation, to choose what truly benefits you. When you consistently choose what serves your body over what simply pleases your tongue, you build confidence, not because you are following a diet, but because you are keeping promises to yourself. You say you want to be strong, focused, healthy, and your actions begin to reflect that intention. That alignment between word and deed creates inner strength, and that inner strength is what becomes outer discipline. When you are careless with your food choices, you are often careless in other areas too. Sloppy eating patterns usually mirror a scattered lifestyle. The mind becomes foggy, the body feels heavy, and motivation fades. But when you begin to approach food with purpose, everything sharpens. You begin to notice your energy levels rising, your thoughts becoming clearer, and your overall mood improving. This isn't just biology, it's momentum. Disciplined eating creates momentum in your physical system and in your mental landscape. It helps you show up better not just in the gym, but in conversations, in decision making, in your creative work, in your rest. People often separate the physical from the mental, but they are one. The discipline to say no to an unhealthy craving is the same discipline that allows you to say no to distractions in your work. The discipline to plan meals in advance is the same discipline that helps you stay committed to goals, budgets, or deadlines. This inner structure becomes your foundation. It supports everything else you build. Without discipline, even the best intentions crumble. With discipline, even the simplest tools become powerful. The beauty of eating discipline is that it's something completely within your control. You may not control the world outside stress, noise, uncertainty, but you can control what you put in your mouth. That simple fact empowers you. It reminds you that you are not a victim of your cravings or habits. You are the architect, and every time you choose whole, nourishing food over processed, empty calories, you are proving to yourself that you can lead yourself. And when you learn to lead yourself, you become capable of leading others. Modern culture often promotes indulgence. We're told to treat ourselves, to live for the moment, to eat what makes us feel good right now. But this mindset often leads to physical decline, emotional imbalance, and mental fatigue. True joy comes not from constant indulgence, but from alignment when your actions support your values. Discipline in eating is not punishment. It's a form of self-care. It's how you express love to the only body you will ever have. It's not about deprivation. It's about devotion to your well-being. Sometimes people view food discipline as extreme or unnecessary, especially if they are not athletes or bodybuilders. But the truth is that discipline is necessary for anyone who wants to thrive. Whether you're a student, a parent, a leader, or a creator, your ability to maintain energy, focus, and clarity is directly linked to how you eat. Your cells are built from the food you consume. Your brain chemistry, your hormones, your immune system, all of it is influenced by your diet. So, to take your eating seriously is to take your life seriously. There will be days when discipline feels easy and others when it feels like a battle. On those difficult days, it helps to remember your why. Why do you want to eat well? Why do you want to build strength, focus, resilience? Anchor yourself to that purpose and understand that each small act of discipline is a deposit in your future. One meal may not seem like it changes much, but it's not about the single meal, it's about the pattern. It's about who you are becoming through those choices. The longer you practice discipline in eating, the more natural it becomes. It stops being a struggle and starts being a rhythm. You begin to crave what nourishes you. You start to enjoy the structure because it frees you. It frees you from guilt, from inconsistency, from the energy crash that comes from poor choices. Discipline becomes your protection. It shields your progress. It preserves your peace. Ultimately, discipline in eating is a reflection of self-mastery. It shows that you are not ruled by your impulses but guided by your vision. It proves that you have the strength to act with purpose, even in a world full of distraction. It lays the foundation for a strong body, a sharp mind, and a steady heart. And when that foundation is in place, there is no limit to what you can build upon it. Smarter nutrition creates sustainable, long-term strength. In the pursuit of physical power, many focus solely on training harder, pushing limits, and breaking through barriers. But strength that lasts is not only the result of intense workouts, it is born from a foundation that is intelligently built and consistently supported. This foundation is nutrition. The right nutrients, consumed with awareness and purpose, allow the body not only to grow but to adapt, recover, and endure. Temporary strength can be achieved through brute force and short bursts of motivation, but lasting strength, the kind that carries you through seasons of life, injury, challenge, and age, comes from a deeper alignment with what fuels you every single day. The body is an adaptive system. It responds to stress, recovers from damage, and rebuilds stronger, but this process requires specific support. Protein provides the amino acids needed for muscle repair. Carbohydrates replenish glycogen stores and fuel performance. Fats maintain hormone balance and support joint health. Vitamins and minerals regulate countless processes from muscle contraction to oxygen delivery. Without these nutrients present in the right amounts, the adaptation process stalls. Progress slows, fatigue sets in, and injury risk rises. It's not just about the presence of food, it's about the presence of the right food, in the right balance, at the right time. When people ignore the intelligence of nutrition, they often find themselves stuck in cycles. They train hard, see short-term gains, and then plateau or regress. They may experience burnout, poor recovery, or unexplained fatigue. This is because the body's engine cannot run on effort alone. Like a machine, it needs high-quality fuel, consistent maintenance, and intelligent input. Smarter nutrition means understanding what your body needs based on your goals, activity level, recovery demands, and even your unique metabolism. It also means being flexible and willing to adjust as your body changes, as your training evolves, and as your lifestyle shifts. Sustainable strength doesn't just mean building bigger muscles. It means having energy throughout the day, maintaining mental clarity, and supporting immune function. It means being able to train consistently without frequent breakdown. It means building a body that's strong not just on the outside, but resilient on the inside. Nutrition plays a central role in every one of these outcomes. The right foods reduce inflammation, improve joint health, support sleep quality, and balance stress hormones like cortisol. They allow the nervous system to stay calm and responsive, rather than overworked and drained. There's also a psychological aspect to smarter nutrition. When you eat with intention, you are constantly reinforcing your commitment to yourself. You begin to build a sense of control and self-trust. You know that every bite you take is supporting your goal, and that knowledge brings peace. You are no longer eating reactively or emotionally. You are eating in a way that aligns with your vision of long-term strength. This kind of alignment leads to less frustration, fewer setbacks, and more consistent motivation. Instead of constantly restarting or trying new fads, you develop a sustainable rhythm. Many people fall into the trap of extreme dieting, cutting calories too low, removing entire food groups, or jumping from one trend to another. These approaches may lead to short-term weight loss or performance spikes, but they are rarely sustainable. The body eventually rebels. Metabolism slows, energy drops, and cravings intensify. True strength requires a long-term strategy, one rooted in balance, education, and adaptability. Smarter nutrition isn't about restriction, it's about precision. It's about knowing when to push, when to refuel, when to rest, and when to adjust. This principle also applies to muscle building. Bulking without awareness often leads to fat gain, sluggishness, and hormonal disruption. But building muscle through clean, nutrient-dense eating results in lean gains, steady energy, and optimal function. It's not just about eating more, it's about eating better. Foods rich in antioxidants, omega-3s, fiber, and phytonutrients support every aspect of health, from digestion to cognition, and health is the bedrock of strength. You cannot be truly strong if you're constantly sick, inflamed, or mentally foggy. Sustainable strength is also deeply connected to recovery. Training tears the body down, nutrition builds it back up. Recovery is when growth happens. Without the proper nutrients post-workout, the recovery process is incomplete. Muscles stay damaged, soreness lingers, and adaptation is impaired. Smarter nutrition means prioritizing recovery with intention, not just a protein shake, but a complete post-training meal that includes carbs, fats, and hydration. It means viewing food as a tool to maximize every hour spent training. The relationship between food and strength is also time-based. What you eat today doesn't just affect today's workout, it influences tomorrow's performance, next week's progress, and next year's potential. Smarter nutrition sees the big picture. It understands that one bad meal doesn't ruin your progress, and one good meal doesn't guarantee results. What matters is the pattern, the consistency, the ability to nourish your body well, day after day, regardless of mood, stress, or schedule. It also means learning to listen to your body. Smarter nutrition is not dogmatic. It doesn't rely on rigid plans or trends. It is responsive and intuitive. It involves paying attention to how certain foods make you feel, what gives you energy, what causes bloating, what supports deep sleep. As you become more aware, your choices become more refined. Your meals become more effective. You eat not only to satisfy hunger, but to support performance, recovery, and vitality. There is also an emotional benefit to this approach. When you fuel your body properly, your mood improves, your confidence grows, you feel lighter, more in control, and more capable. You no longer feel like your body is fighting against you. Instead, it becomes an ally, strong, energized, and ready to support your ambitions. That shift changes everything. You stop chasing strength, and you start living it. In the end, smarter nutrition is not about perfection. It's about strategy. It's about sustainability. It's about creating a system that you can follow not just for weeks, but for years. It's about building habits that support your growth in the gym and in life. Strength is not built in a single workout or a single meal. It's built through a lifestyle, one that honors the body, respects its needs, and supports its potential. Smarter nutrition is the silent force behind visible transformation. It's the difference between burning out and breaking through, between temporary change and lasting impact, between being strong for now and being strong for life.